Hello and welcome to this edition of Council Connections. This day we have the opportunity to connect with Councilman Justin Outling. Hello.
Hello.
We are in a very unique space. Thank you for bringing me out to the official Rotary Carousel. Is that what we're calling it?
That's right. It's the official Rotary Carousel. At the end of the summer, beginning of the fall, this carousel is going to be the crown jewel of the emerging Battleground Parks District.
Wonderful. So much expansion is going on out in this area. We are at the Science Center, essentially. Tell me what brought about this particular project. Why a carousel for Greensboro?
This particular project was really at the instigation of Greensboro Rotary. Through their generosity and the generosity of other donors, they raised about $3 million to make this carousel a possibility in our community. It's going to be one of the largest carousels in the country, the largest in North Carolina. So again, it's going to be a crown jewel of an emerging area of Greensboro.
So the Science Center, of course, is already one of those draws. You have people coming from all over. You have multiple visitors for people who live here. I see the carousel being yet another opportunity for people to come to this part of Greensboro.
Greensboro is really creating a unique attraction in the Battleground Parks District. Where else in the country can you find an omnisphere, an aquarium, a science center, a national historic site, a park, a tennis center, in a single location? Now, Central Park may come close, but the answer is the one and only Greensboro in the soon-to-be Battleground Parks District. The carousel is going to be a crown jewel of that, and there's a lot of excitement here about it.
So let's talk a little bit about what folks will see when the carousel actually opens. As far as the rides, I understand these are all handcrafted and carved individually, but what do the rides represent?
The rides are really, really unique, interesting, and really wonderful. They're handcrafted by one of the leading carousel makers in the country, and they depict things that people will find familiar. You have the Greensboro grasshopper, you have the other different characters that really play on Greensboro's history and the unique things that make our community wonderful.
And I think it may be even an expansion of the Science Center. Some of the rides depict the animals that you see in the zoo.
That's right, that's right. And the Science Center has just been a wonderful facility in our community and one of the top attractions in North Carolina. And currently the Science Center is operating on all cylinders and expanding quite rapidly. There are about 9 projects that are underway at the Science Center, totaling $15 to $19 million. So the Science Center is doing exceptionally well. It'll continue to be one of the best places in North Carolina to spend a day or two, and this area will be a perfect complement to it.
Okay, well, speaking of that, we like to bring people in to visit Greensboro and kind of add to our tax base through their spending of dollars at restaurants, hotels, whatever that may be, but then also for people who live here. So we look at local preference as something that you were working on quite readily and now is actually happening. Tell us about that and what will that mean?
Yeah, so over the course of the past several months, the Greensboro City Council adopted what's called a local preference policy. In short, the city does a whole lot of business with lots of organizations. This policy is the first of its kind in the city, and it says when we make decisions about who we contract with, let's give some consideration to the companies that are actually here, that are going to stay, produce jobs, put more dollars in our local community when we make those expenditure decisions. So it's a win-win. The city pays no more than it otherwise would pay. The local companies are merely given an opportunity to match the lowest bid in appropriate circumstances. So we get the benefit of the lowest price, but also keeping dollars in our community. Very excited about the adoption of a local preference policy.
Okay, well, we will look forward to seeing how that plays out and looking forward to how the response is from our local businesses. And then, of course, with the comprehensive plan, we're trying to be smart and strategic with future growth. You mentioned all of the projects just at the Science Center alone. Tell us about the comprehensive plan globally as it relates to the entire city.
Greensboro is a wonderful community, and really the sky is the limit for it if we plan smartly now and we have really terrific, bold leadership working with the community. So the comprehensive plan is an effort to make that vision a reality and think about where do we see Greensboro in the next 20, 30 years? Where are the areas in which we want to invest? What are our priorities? How are we going to propel Greensboro into the next renaissance? So a number of community members and stakeholders have been working hard, receiving input from the public, and hopefully we'll have a new comprehensive plan, a new vision for the city sometime this winter.
So with that and the conversations, what kinds of things are you hearing that people want to see evolve over the next 20 years?
a whole host of things we've heard so far in the process. We've heard a lot about our wonderful colleges and universities, the fact that Greensboro has a real unique opportunity with the wonderful young minds that are here to really keep that intellectual firepower here and do tremendous things, whether it's in engineering, the arts, or any other discipline that's well represented at our many universities in the area. We've also heard a lot about Greensboro needs to stay green. We have a unique opportunity with our landscape and with our area to be a leader in the green economy, and people are looking forward to Greensboro working hard in that connection. We've also heard that Greensboro has a terrific infrastructure in which we need to continue to make investments, making sure that we are a logistics hub in the country, making sure that we continue to have great quality of life, attendant to not having much traffic and the like. So a lot of positive things are going to happen through the comprehensive plan, building on the tremendous assets that we already have.
And can you speak a little bit about walkability in terms of people seeing their quality of life being improved if they can live closer to where they work or be in the hub of things, if you will, of where the action is happening?
Members of our community love Greensboro's high quality of life. And with that is walkability, an ability to be in a neighborhood, to be able to walk to amenities, walk to one's work. So they're telling us, please continue to invest in more bike lanes and more walkways. So I'm confident that that's going to be a part of Greensboro's vision going forward.
And as we wrap this up, how do you propose residents either directly ask you, or how do they get involved if they want to share input on this comprehensive plan?
We have a wonderful planning department that sends out inquiries to residents and solicitations for their feedback quite regularly on social media, mailing, at festivals and the like. Also, as a council member, I love talking with folks. They can reach out to me online, by telephone. I also have a monthly coffee shop office hours called Java with Justin at Dolce Aroma on Elm Street quite regularly. So lots of opportunities to provide feedback, and we would love to hear from more residents about their vision for Greensboro and what they'd like to see in our community.
Okay, well, so much happening and so much taking place. Thank you for taking time out to connect with us. We love these opportunities where we get to sit down with council and connect.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.